Hi, this is Jeffrey LaFlamme from Flamesoft Systems. I found it very interesting when he said that when he showed the document and he said there are limitations to web applications, and even Google admits that. I'd like to show that there's not as many limitations as they think. Here I have a Hello World application written in our environment, and I'm going to show you how some of the things we can do with our application developer. This is just a blank canvas. I'm going to go over to our development environment. I'm going to say web screen. The name of that application is Hello for Hello World. So I'll go to the menu, and the menu here is blank. I'm going to add file, and to file I'm going to add account, and I'm going to say lookup into the account table. There's already a blank database set up with tables in it. I'm going to say apply. I'm going to go back to my application. I'm going to refresh the browser, and I have now a file menu with account. When I click on that, it opens up a lookup screen with a list of accounts. I can now add an account. One account. It would automatically make this edit screen for me. It would also automatically make this lookup screen for me here. But I can also edit these screens. I'm going to say OK, add a second account. I'm going to say OK, add a third account. Account 3. I can sort. I can edit, so I can add more. I can sort by any column I want. I can get a report. It gives me a PDF report. I can actually move columns around. I can move the window around. I can minimize the window, maximize the window. And the fun part, I can actually edit the window. So I can say, put this right away into edit mode. I can add a label edit. I can say this is, field here is state, caption state, and make it a foreign key into the table state. Save my edit screen, and now when I come back into my edit screen, I now have a state field. I can double click on that, and another window will open with all the states and provinces. If I click on one, choose one, it chooses it. If I want to have the description of that state, I can come here, change the property, and add the name of the field in my state table. And now I've added the description. So when I choose a state, it puts a description there. Just a small sample of what the environment can do. Now I've added some state information. I want to put my code back over here, but let's say I also want the state to show up on this lookup. I can move that. I can say, oh, you know what? Put the state on this lookup for me, please. Now I have the state information, and I can sort by state, and my report now will reflect that information. Another nice thing to show you that you can have multiple windows open is if I hit plus and I go for account number 4, and it's asking me for a state, and the state's not on the list, then I can add the state right away. Once I've added it, then I can double click and choose it. So you can have multiple levels of windows open at the same time. Have this window open, I can double click, and it'll select it. If I go to add, I have this window. Now I've got 4 windows open. I can minimize them. I can maximize them. And it looks like windows. Although this is all inside a browser. This is all working using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, if you're a developer like me, the first thing you're saying is, well, that's really cute, but can I really do all the work that I need to do in this environment? The answer is absolutely yes. If I'm on this edit screen and I want to do some work, I can put this in edit mode, add a button, my property is over here, testing, and I can write JavaScript right here. Save my edit screen, come back into my edit screen live, click testing, and I've actually run JavaScript. And again, I still say big deal. That's a cute little bit of JavaScript, but how is that going to really relate to what I really need to do for some serious work? Well, what we're going to do is go over to our development environment here where we did our menu. We're going to go to account, and we're going to add a script. We're going to add an edit script to give the screen more power. So I'm going to say account. I'm going to say give me the structure of an edit script. It'll give me my class here that I can start working on. This is all JavaScript, and I'll just say OK. I'll go back to my browser, refresh the browser, open up my edit script. Exactly nothing has changed, except that now I have a script behind this edit screen. I'll go into my button and I'll say, you know what, instead of just calling an alert and writing the JavaScript right here, I want to call a method of my script, and I'll say this do real work. Okay, and I'll save that. Double click, click testing. Doesn't do anything because I didn't write any in the script. I'm going to refresh this window, go back to my account edit script, and I'll put a method here, do real work, which will be a function, and I'll say alert, here I can do real work, and I'll apply this, go back to my edit screen, double click, click here, and I get here I can do real work. So my JavaScript, in my class, I'm at an area here where I can write any kind of code I want. Now you're going to say, well, what kind of real work do we want to do? Well, let's say we want to say, return to the user how many records there are in the account table. I have access to the window, and I'll say set the caption of the window to be, there are the field by name counts accounts. I'll save this, and we'll go back to my script. Click on File, click on Account, double click, click, and it says there are 3 accounts. Cancel that, add another account. Go back, there are